London is famous for a reason. As one of the most iconic cities in the world, it's packed with history, culture, and endless things to see and do. And while the rainy weather and high prices might scare people away, it's impossible to not have a great time here. In this video, I'll take you through the must-visit attractions, share essential travel planning tips, and uncover the fascinating history behind some of London's most famous spots. We will also explore the life of the most famous wizard in the world. No trip to London is complete without a visit to Buckingham Palace, the official residence of the British monarch. Located in the heart of the city, this grand palace has been the home of the British royalty since 1837 and remains a symbol of the monarchy. While the interior is only open to visitors during select months in summer, the palace itself is an impressive sight with its iconic facade and surrounding gardens, making it one of the most photographed landmarks in London. From Buckingham Palace, it's just a short walk to Westminster Abbey, the most important church in the country. This historic site has hosted countless royal events, including every English and later British coronation since 1066, the funeral of Princess Diana in 1997, and the wedding of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philipp in 1947. Westminster Abbey is open to visitors, but tickets sell out quickly and it's not open every day, so be sure to plan ahead and book in advance to secure your visit. Right around the corner from Westminster Abbey stands one of the most famous towers in the world, Big Ben, the iconic clock tower of the British Parliament. Technically, Big Ben refers to the massive bell inside the tower, while the structure itself is called the Elizabeth Tower. The original Palace of Westminster, which housed England's government, dates back to the 11th century. However, much of it was destroyed in the Great Fire of 1834. The current Houses of Parliament, with their stunning Gothic Revival architecture, were built in the mid-19th century, designed by architect Charles Barry. Today, the complex serves as the home of the UK's two legislative chambers, the House of Commons and the House of Lords. The famous clock tower, commonly referred to as Big Ben, was completed in 1859 as part of the new parliamentary building. The clock, which is actually called Big Ben, has been remarkably reliable for over 160 years, famously continuing to chime through the bombings of World War II, becoming a symbol of British resilience. For an even more magical experience, we return at night to see the buildings illuminated, and the views were absolutely breathtaking. On the other side of the River Thames stands the London Eye, which was opened on New Year's Eve in 1999, just one day before the turn of the new millennium. This giant Ferris wheel offers stunning panoramic views of the city, and while the ride itself is a bit pricey, the sight of it glowing over the Thames is a worth experience, even from the ground. If you keep walking past the London Eye, we arrive at South Bank, a lively area filled with street art, musicians and food trucks. When talking about attractions in London, it is difficult to avoid superlatives. But when you're talking about the most famous bridge in the world, I'm sure many of you would think of the Tower Bridge. If you go to the Northwest Tower, you can buy tickets to walk up to the upper level of the Tower Bridge, learn about the engineering of it, and get surreal views of the cars, people and the river below through the glass deck. Along the way, you learn about the fascinating engineering behind this 19th century bridge, which was completed in 1894 to ease congestion while still allowing ships to pass. The ticket also includes entry to the engine rooms below, where you can see the original Victorian machinery that once powered the bridge's massive bascules. Even today, the bridge still opens for large vessels, a spectacular sight if you time your visit just right. We made sure to return at night to see the bridge illuminated, and it was absolutely worth it. Right next to Tower Bridge stands the fortress that gave the bridge its name, the legendary Tower of London. This historic landmark has played many roles over the centuries, making it one of the most fascinating sights in the city. Founded in 1066 by William the Conqueror, the tower was originally built as a royal residence to solidify Norman control over England. However, after the monarchy moved to Windsor Castle, its purpose changed. It became a high-security prison. In fact, over many centuries, it was the most secure prison in all of the British Kingdom, where many notorious criminals were sent to, such as Guy Fawkes, who planned to blow up the British Parliament, or Anne Boleyn, who committed the unspeakable crime of only giving birth to a daughter when the king wanted a son. Ironically, that daughter, Elizabeth, would later become Queen Elizabeth I. She too was briefly imprisoned in the Tower, an experience that deeply shaped her rule. The tower remained a site of political intrigue and executions for centuries. The last execution took place during World War II, when a German spy was caught and convicted. After closing as a prison in 1952, the tower became one of London's most important historical landmarks, drawing millions of visitors each year. Recognizing its significance, UNESCO designated it a World Heritage Site in 1988. The most important part are the crown jewels, that are so well guarded that they often became part of the plots of spy and heist movies. Today, visitors can freely explore the courtyards, towers and medieval halls. Oh, and the famous crows. London is of course home to many filming locations, from one of the most famous visiting franchises, the Harry Potter series. One of the most iconic spots is Diagon Alley, where Harry Potter's wand, books and other school supplies. In real life, this magical street was brought to life using Leadenhall Market, a stunning Victorian marketplace. Every time I visit a filming location, I'm amazed at how directors can transform real-world places into something completely different on screen. It's incredible to see a beautiful but ordinary market and imagine how it was envisioned as a part of a magical world. One of the most breathtaking landmarks in London is St. Paul's Cathedral, with its massive dome dominating the skyline. Completed in 1710, was designed by Sir Christopher Wren after the Great Fire of London destroyed the previous cathedral. Over the centuries, it has hosted royal weddings, state funerals and even survived the Blitz during World War II. Right in front of St. Paul's is the Millennium Bridge, a modern steel suspension bridge for pedestrians crossing the Thames. If you've seen Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, you might remember this bridge collapsing in the opening scene. Thankfully, in real life it's still standing strong, though it did have some stability issues when it first opened in 2000, earning it the nickname the Wobbly Bridge. London streets are absolutely gorgeous, with hidden gems and iconic landmarks waiting to be explored. One of the most charming hidden spots is Neal's Yard, a small but vibrant courtyard tucked away in Covent Garden, where colourful buildings, cafes and independent shops create a magical atmosphere. A short walk away, Leicester Square is a hub of entertainment, lined with theatres and featuring statues of iconic film characters, including Harry Potter, captured mid-flight on his broomstick. Just beyond Leicester Square, the dazzling lights of Piccadilly Circus make it one of London's most famous intersections, often compared to Times Square, New York. Nearby, Trafalgar Square stands as a historic gathering place, home to the towering Nelson's Column. Another location that Harry Potter fans from all over the world instantly recognize is King's Cross Station, where Harry and his friends board the Hogwarts Express from platform 9 3/4. For copyright reasons, let me handle the voice acting for you. Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me where I might find platform 9 3/4? 9 3/4? Think you're being funny, do ya? I don't think I'll be a voice actor, but at least I can show you where you can board your own journey to Hogwarts. That is if you're willing to wait in line for a quick photo opportunity. A little tip, have a friend take a picture because the official photos taken by the on-site photographers are super expensive. And of course, once you've taken your photos, you'll be magically guided straight into the Harry Potter souvenir shop, where you can pick up your house scarf, wand or any other merch from the Wizarding world. Another one of London's most famous and impressive attractions is the British Museum, that draws 6 million visitors each year but has a dark and controversial history. I already made an entire video about it. If you want to learn more, click on the box on the screen. Either way, thank you for watching and see you next time.